In the previous class, we have discussed the lipid source of lipid in the food as well as source within the body. Then the digestion, how the lipid digested and get absorbed. Then transportation. Today we will discuss about the disorder of lipoprotein metabolism. That means disorder of lipoprotein transport, lipid transport. It is based on one classification of the disorder of lipoprotein is based on its etiology, based on in clinical features. First is primary hyperlipoproteinemia. That means the etiology is the inborn error. That means inborn error of lipoprotein metabolism. First of all, first type of primary hyperlipoproteinemia is isolated hypercholesterolemia. That means the only cholesterol level in the blood will increase. The laboratory finding of the isolated hypercholesterolemia is cholesterol will increase, total cholesterol, LDL will increase, but the TG remain same. As the LDL contains most of the lipid is cholesterol, so the total cholesterol will increase, LDL will increase, but TG remains same within the normal level. Then the refrigeration test. In refrigeration test, if we put in the refrigeration the serum will be clear, yellow, orange, clear, but it has yellow orange tinged. The treatment of isolated hypercholesterolemia is combination of HMG-CoA reductase inhibitor as well as bile acid resins. That is statin group, that is the HMG-CoA reductase inhibitor, it's a statin group of drug, or bile acid resin. Example of this drug is cholestyramine, cholestyramine. So this is the laboratory findings. These are the laboratory findings of isolated hypercholesterolemia. Then the isolated hypercholesterolemia, that means only the cholesterol level will increase in the blood. It may be familial hypercholesterolemia, ApoB100 deficiency, and these are polygenic hypercholesterolemia. These isolated hypercholesterolemia of three types based on the etiology, that is the familial hypercholesterolemia, ApoB100 deficiency, or polygenic hypercholesterolemia. So familial hypercholesterolemia is maybe due to LDL receptor may not be synthesized at all. LDL receptor present in the hepatocyte cell membrane, it may not synthesize. Receptor does not be transported to the cell surface. After synthesis of receptor by transcription and translation, it has to be transported to the cell surface, that is on the cell membrane. If it is not transported, it may cause familial hypercholesterolemia. Another cause is receptor fails to bind with the LDL. Defective receptor is synthesized that cannot be bind with the LDL. And last cause of familial hypercholesterolemia is receptor may fail to release LDL in the endosome. So the LDL uptake by the liver will decrease. So these are the causes of familial hypercholesterolemia. Then the second type of isolated hypercholesterolemia is due to the ApoB100 deficiency. The ApoB100 deficiency, how it is possible? ApoB100 is composed of 4,5,0,0 amino acids. At the 3,5,0,0 position, the arginine is replaced by glycine by the point mutation of ApoB100. So there is a decreased affinity of LDL to the LDL receptor. ApoB deficiency is due to this. Next is the polygenic hypercholesterolemia. So these are the three causes of isolated hypercholesterolemia. It may be familial, it may be ApoB100 deficiency, it may be polygenic cause. So familial hypercholesterolemia, here the hypercholesterolemia is due to the LDL receptor defect. LDL receptor may not be synthesized, receptor cannot reach the cell surface, receptor fails to bind with the LDL, or receptor may fails to release the LDL to the endosome. Then the cause is ApoB100 deficiency. It may be due to the point mutation. There is a defective ApoB100 is synthesized. Next is isolated hypercholesterolemia. That means the only blood finding is lipid profile is increased TG, increased VLDL, but the total cholesterol or chylomicron, but the total cholesterol remains within the reference range, within the normal level. Treatment is niacin plus fibrates. Isolated hypertriglyceridemia may be of familial origin or lipoprotein lipase deficiency or familial ApoC2 deficiency. So the lipid profile of the isolated hypertriglyceridemia is increased. We find that the TG will increase, VLDL will increase, or chylomicron will increase, but the total growth remains same by normal level, in the normal level. In the familial hypercholesterolemia, the lipid profile is, if you test the lipid profile, you get the triglyceride will increase, VLDL will increase, but the total cholesterol remains within the normal range. Then if you perform the refrigeration test, you get the turbid serum due to the increased VLDL. Next, the cause of isolated hypertriglyceridemia is lipoprotein lipase deficiency that breaks the VLDL TG of the VLDL or chylomicron at the adipose tissue and skeletal muscle level. The etiology is LPL is required for the TG breakdown that leads to increased TG because the lipoprotein lipase is deficient. So the TG present within the VLDL not broken down, so there is increased TG within the blood. The chief complaint of the patient is pancreatitis, hepatosplenomegaly. Laboratory finding of this lipoprotein lipase deficiency patient will get either of TG increase, VLDL increase, chylomicron increase, or TG increase and chylomicron increase. So if you perform refrigeration test, if there is a TG increase, VLDL increase and chylomicron increase, you get the turbid serum, and on the top of the turbid serum there is a creamy supernatant due to the increased chylomicron. But if we get the increased TG and chylomicron increase, you get the clear serum, and on the top of the clear serum, you get the creamy supernatant due to the increased chylomicron. Then the familial ApoC2 deficiency. The next cause of isolated hypertriglyceridemia is familial ApoC2 deficiency. Etiology is, that means ApoC2 requires for the activation of LPL. So the LPL activation will decrease. So the TG present within the chylomicron and the VLDL will increase. So laboratory finding, you get the increased TG, increased VLDL, increased chylomicron, and total cholesterol will remain within the normal level, or you get the TG increase and chylomicron increase and the cholesterol level within the normal range. Refrigeration test, you get the same finding just like a lipoprotein lipase deficiency. That means of two types. If you lipid profile finding is TG increase, VLDL increase and chylomicron increase, you get the turbid serum, and on the top of the turbid serum creamy supernatant due to the increased chylomicron. Or if you get the lipid profile TG increase and chylomicron increase, you get the clear serum, and on the top of the clear serum you get the creamy supernatant due to the increased chylomicron. Then the third type of lipoprotein disorder is combination of hypercholesterolemia and hypertriglyceridemia. That means both the cholesterol increase and triglyceride increase. In previous type, either TG increase or cholesterol increase you get. Here the both will increase. In this type of lipoprotein disorder, the main type is dys-beta lipoproteinemia or remnant removal disease or broadband disease. The etiology, that means what is the etiology behind it. There is a single amino acid substitution at 158 position, that is cysteine replaces the arginine of ApoE. So ApoE containing lipoprotein cannot bind with the specific hepatic receptor, liver receptor. This defective ApoE cannot bind with the liver receptor. So there is a decreased conversion of IDL to LDL. So the laboratory finding is, if you test the lipid profile, you get the increased cholesterol, increased TC, and increased VLDL. And in this case, if VLDL and TC ratio, if you get the more than 0.3, this is the suggestive. Then the refrigeration test. In refrigeration test, you get the, as the VLDL level increases, so there is, you get the turbid serum, and if you and in the top of the turbid serum, you get the creamy supernatant due to the floating. Then the electrophoresis. As the IDL cannot be removed by the liver, IDL and consequently VLDL will increase. As the IDL band appear at the between pre-beta and beta band, and the VLDL band appear at the pre-beta position, they produce a wide beta band. As the LDL level decreases, produce broad beta band on the electrophoresis. Broad beta band disease. So the disease is called broad beta band disease. Next, the treatment of dysbeta-lipoproteinemia is HFG-CoA reductase inhibitor plus fibric acid derivative plus niacin. So these are the primary cause of hyperlipoproteinemia. That means the cause is due to the inborn error. Second is secondary cause of lipoprotein disorder. That means hyperlipoproteinemia. Secondary cause. That means other than secondary to the any disease. First of all, the hypercholesterolemia. What are the secondary cause of hypercholesterolemia? Cholesterol level increase. What are the due to the secondary cause? What are the secondary cause of hypercholesterolemia? That is the hypothyroidism. Second is obstructive jaundice, and third is nephrotic syndrome. Why hypothyroidism causes hypercholesterolemia? As the T3 helps in binding of LDL to its receptor at the liver level, in case of hypothyroidism, as the T3 level decreases, so there is a decreased LDL uptake by the liver. So the LDL level will increase, that means cholesterol level will increase. Second is obstructive jaundice. In obstructive jaundice, as the stone in the common bile duct, bile cannot be come out into the intestine. So the bile acid, there is accumulation of bile acid within the bile duct, and bile acid inhibits the main conversion of cholesterol to bile acid. So the cholesterol level will increase. Then the third cause is nephrotic syndrome. In nephrotic syndrome, there is an increased excretion of thyroid binding protein, so there is a hypothyroidism. And second is due to the proteinuria, liver wants to compensate the serum protein level by the synthesis of protein, and side by side there is an increased synthesis of lipid, so there is a hyperlipoproteinemia. Second, secondary cause of hypertriglyceridemia. First is diabetes mellitus. Second is alcohol. Third is obesity. How the diabetes mellitus causes hypertriglyceridemia? In diabetes mellitus, you all know that there is a deficiency of insulin, and insulin is stimulate the hormone sensitive lipase. As there is a deficiency of insulin in diabetes mellitus, there is a decreased activation of hormone sensitive lipase present in the adipose tissue, and increase lipolysis, increase entry of free fatty acids into the liver, and there is increased release of VLDL from the liver. Second cause, due to the insulin deficiency, lipoprotein lipase activity will diminish, increase VLDL and chylomicron in the blood, but LDL level remain normal. So then the alcohol causes adipose tissue lipolysis, so the lipid that is stored in the adipose tissue come out into the blood, so there is a increased triglyceride within the blood. Next is hypercholesteremia. That means where you get the decreased cholesterol level in malnutrition, in malabsorption, and in hyperthyroidism. Where you get the low HDL level, you know the HDL is good for our health, is a good cholesterol. Where you get the low HDL in case of malnutrition, in case of obesity, and in case of smoking. Next, another classification of hyperlipidemia is Fredrickson classification. That is the 1, 2, 2A, 2B, 3, 4, and 5. And this classification is obsolete nowadays. Then the inherited cause of low level of ApoB containing lipoprotein. What are the causes of getting low level of ApoB containing lipoprotein? One is abetalipoproteinemia or acanthosis or Basin-Kernsch-Weiss syndrome. Etiology is complete absence of ApoB synthesis. What are the chief complaints of this patient? Presented with childhood with diarrhea due to the fat malabsorption and failure to thrive. Second is spinocerebellar degeneration, pigmented retinopathy, acanthocytosis. So these are the presentation, how the baby presented to the clinician. Next, the laboratory finding. Serum cholesterol, TG, chylomicron, VLDL, LDL will low as the ApoB containing ApoB is level low. Then the hypobeta-lipidemia. Hypobeta-lipidemia is due to the mutation of ApoB. So there is a synthesis of truncated ApoB protein, and this leads to accelerated catabolism of ApoB protein. Laboratory finding is decreased serum LDL level. Third type of inherited cause of low level of ApoB containing lipoprotein is PCSK9 deficiency. That is, the full form is proprotein convertase subtilisin or hexin 9 deficiency. It is an enzyme is required for the catabolism of LDL receptor in the liver. Laboratory finding is LDL level will decrease in the blood. Next is inherited cause of low LDL, HDL. The disease is called Tangiers disease or LCAT deficiency. Tangiers disease, that means mutation of ABCA1 receptor present in the tissue. So the decreased uptake of cholesterol from the tissue to the HDL. Next is disorder of lipoprotein metabolism. Then how will you control the blood cholesterol level? One is by the diet control. What is the mechanism of action of diet control treatment? If you take the decreased dietary cholesterol, that leads to decreased cholesterol content in the chylomicron, that leads to decreased cholesterol entry into the liver from the intestine through the chylomicron, that helps in increased LDL synthesis, receptor synthesis, and that leads to increased LDL binding to the receptor, and ultimately that cause decreased blood cholesterol level. Then the doctor prescribe next line of treatment of lowering the blood cholesterol level is sufficient intake of dietary fibers through the diet. So how the dietary fibers helps in reduction of blood cholesterol level? By two ways. One is dietary fiber increase the GI motility, so it decreases the absorption of bile acid, so increase conversion of bile acid from the cholesterol, so the blood cholesterol level will decrease. And another, dietary fibers increase the GI motility, it causes decreased absorption of bile, so it causes decreased cholesterol absorption, that leads to decreased cholesterol in the chylomicron, and so decreased cholesterol in the liver, so increase the synthesis of LDL receptor, and so the increase uptake of LDL from the blood, so the blood cholesterol level decreases. Next way of lowering the blood cholesterol level is sufficient intake of PUFA, that means polyunsaturated fatty acid, through the blood, through the food. How it is help in lowering of blood cholesterol level? By increased conversion of cholesterol to the bile acid, by increased excretion of cholesterol through the intestine by bile, and ultimately at the last level, that is, it helps in upregulation of LDL receptor. Then how the blood cholesterol, that means circulating LDL level, how it is regulated. One is T3, thyroid hormone, that is the active form of thyroid hormone is T3. It has a positive effect on the binding of LDL to its receptor, so the LDL level will decrease. Second, increased intracellular hepatic LDL content will decrease the LDL receptor synthesis, so the serum LDL content will increase. If you take increased amount of PUFA to the diet, it upregulates the LDL receptor, so the serum LDL level decreases. If you take the dietary fibers sufficient amount, it causes decreased absorption of bile acid, and it helps in conversion of bile acid from cholesterol, so the blood cholesterol level decreases. Then the last line of management of lowering the blood cholesterol level is by the drug. Different lipid lowering drugs. One is HMG-CoA reductase inhibitor. HMG-CoA reductase inhibitor, that is the statin group of drug. What is the mechanism of action? It competitively inhibits HMG-CoA reductase enzyme, so there is a decreased cholesterol biosynthesis. Liver cells upregulate the LDL receptor, increase uptake of LDL by hepatocytes, decrease LDL in the blood. Then the bile acid resin, such as cholestyramine or cholestyramine, how they act? They prevent bile acid absorption, so there is increased conversion of bile acid from cholesterol, so there is increased upregulation of LDL receptor. Then third type of drug, lipid lowering drug, is fibric acid derivative, such as clofeprate or gemfibrozil. They stimulate the LDL activity. Next drug is nicotinic acid, not the nicotinamide. How it is act? How it lower the blood cholesterol, blood lipoproteins? It causes decreased adipose tissue lipolysis. So that's all for today lecture. Thank you.